Away with you, vile beggar. Thy postulation is likely the vomited verbish byproduct derived of some pretentious tabloid trough that thou readest while brazenly shouting my excreta is better than thine. Let me wipe it on your visage.
Hello everyone, this is History with Hilbert, and just a little bit of fun there. So today, as you can tell, I am going to be talking about thou, thy, and thine. And this has actually been inspired by someone who commented on a previous video where I talked about Dutch, Afrikaans, and Frisian, and about the likeness of thou, thy, and thine to the Frisian do, die, and dien. So let's jump into it. So before we start, I'm actually going to have a look at what these words actually mean, because it is slightly older English. Now, thou basically means you, and when you is the subject of the sentence. So for example, thou art magnanimous. Now, thy is your, so when it's in the possessive, and I believe that thy is used always before a consonant. So thy words are but empty platitudes. Now, thine is also your in the possessive, but thine is used before a vowel. So, for example, feast thine eyes upon my barren fields. Okay, so thou, thy, and thine. In English and in Frisian, the same words are do, die, and dien. Although in Frisian these words are still used in everyday colloquial Frisian, whereas in English these words are at the top, thou, thy, and thine. You know, these are things that Shakespeare might have used. You know, these are more archaic, older words, whereas in Frisian it's used more like you, your. You know, it's just normal to be used that way. So why are they so similar, and how are they similar? Well, quite obviously, in English, thou, thy, thine, they all have the th, and in Frisian, do, die, dien, they all have a d. And apart from that, they look pretty much the same thing. So why is it spelled with a th in English and with a d in Frisian? Well, let's find out. So my theory is that these two both come from this letter called thorn. And this is the letter thorn. I heard it's quite a prickly one if you're not used to it. But the letter thorn was used in Old English and in Old Norse as well, and in Proto-Germanic. And I think that in Proto-Germanic, this letter is the root from which both of these words come from. So if we take the example of the word thing, and by the way, the thorn is pronounced like a breathless th sound, like in thick or thing. But you also have th in English like thou, thy, thine, or they, then, which is a voiced version of the th sound. So the thorn is just like that, but then not voiced. So like in thick. So in English, obviously, thing, and thing, by the way, in the old Germanic tradition, was the place where the council of the local men would meet together and discuss things and pass laws. So a lot of places have the name thing, but obviously now thing just means, well, anything really, so that the meaning has changed over the years. So in English, it's spelled with a th, and it is thing. But in Frisian, it's spelled with a ding. It's spelled with a d, becoming ding. And this happens in Dutch as well quite a lot of the time. Dutch and Frisian follow quite a similar philological pattern, I believe. So, for example, the English word the is obviously with a th, and in Frisian and Dutch, it's both with a d, so de. And it's the same then with thou, thine, and thy in English with a th, and in Frisian with the d, so do, dien, and die. Thank you very much for watching. This has been History with Hilbert, and I just thought I'd share with you some etymology that came to me from this comment. So thank you very much for commenting this, and thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have any further questions or relevant information to share. I'm always looking for more facts about topics, and see you next time.